Yes. Today's the day that we've all been waiting for. Today is the day that we find out who is going to be our president for the next 4 years, y'all. It is election 2020. Have mercy. Wow. There we go, y'all. I don't even know what's going on. Oh, yes. Gotta love the repeats. There we go. Anyway, technical difficulties, y'all. Sorry about this. But anyway, what's up, y'all? It is election 2020, baby. 2020. Man, let me tell you something. Today is a day that we have been waiting for. We've all been waiting for this day. We are all tired of talking about who is red and who is blue and who is right and who is wrong, who is Trump and who is Biden. Today, everything is answered. Hopefully everything will be answered today. We don't really know, to be really straight funky with y'all. So, I am hopefully going to go to bed with some sort of end result with what's going on. At least we're going to know, I would hope, that we're going to know who our president is going to be. You see what I'm saying? So, we got my boy, David Tanny Vane in the house. What's a guam, my brah?
Everything's good. I'm excited about this election. I've been just watching the results for the past 5 hours and looking at every detail that comes up.
I feel you, baby. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? We are all watching it. Everybity's losing their damn minds. Everyone is losing their damn minds right now. Rightfully so. There's a lot to be, nail biting. You know what I mean? Being at the edge of your seats. Because, we all feel very, very strongly about one side or the other. Whether we want Biden to be in or we want Trump to be in or out or vice versa. It is a very interesting time. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to be, there's a lot to talk about. Okay. I know that we're waiting on a couple results on a bunch of other, a bunch of states, like in about 14 minutes. Basically, like California and all of the West Coast polls will be officially closing. So we got 14 minutes until we get some results or get some ideas and some projections from other places as well. So we're going to be, this is going to be an interesting time. Like I said, this is going to be a very interesting time. But before we jump into it, and I know that Tanny Vane has been chomping at the bit with all this information, you know what I'm saying, with what's going on. So, we will jump into that and hear his thoughts about everything. But before I do that, good evening to everyone. Happy Election Day. I hope that all of you took the time to either stand in line for several hours or stand in line or not stand in line. I was lucky. I walked in, I walked out, I was done in 10 minutes. It was like that. It was amazing. But if you did do that for the betterment of the country, I salute you, y'all. I salute every single last one of y'all for going out of your way, taking the time out of your busy day to check a simple couple boxes in hopes that the change or the trajectory of our country goes in a positive way. So I commend every single person that went out of their way to vote today. I'm just going to say that really quick because you know what I'm saying? We don't get enough of us getting the respect that we rightfully deserve. Our vote matters. Our vote counts. So I have to say that out loud. Thank you all for going out of your way to vote today. It really, really means a lot. Whether you vote for somebody I like or dislike, doesn't matter. Your voice and your vote absolutely 110% counts. Even if you wrote in Kanye West, it's okay. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. You still exercise your right as an American. So I appreciate you doing that. Anyway, we got to jump into this conversation. There's a lot to talk about. Still, there's a lot of votes still being counted and all that. And there's still a slew of mail-in ballots that still have not been counted yet. So we still got to wait for all that mess, which is going to be very interesting. But I'm going to throw it to David. I need to hear his 2 cents on everything. What are your thoughts on everything, man? Come on with it.
All right, man. So this has been a little chaotic already. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on today. And let's see. Start off with the easiest story. Kanye West voted for the first time ever.
Right.
Guess who he voted for?
Was it himself?
Yes, he wrote
Sounds like
himself in.
himself.
He wrote himself in.
Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. Yes, he really did do that. He showed a video of himself feeding the ballot into the machine and everything. And yeah, he wrote himself in. But what's interesting is that did he write himself in as president or write himself in as vice president? Because apparently he's on certain polls as vice president.
That's a good question.
Certain ballots, I'm sorry. Certain ballots. He's in California. His name is under vice president.
That's just adds more confusion. I don't know why that would be.
I don't know. I don't know either. I'm just here wearing a suit.
Who knows what's going on with Kanye? I mean,
Who knows anymore?
That's the main thing.
Who knows? Who knows anymore? I don't even know, bruh. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here though.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting. We are going to look at some of some video, look at the live feed and everything. So 1 second, y'all. I promise you guys, we will be watching those things here very, very shortly. But yes, there is a very interesting. It's just interesting the things that we are seeing right now, like the results. I'm actually kind of surprised at the results. Some of them though, are still like 30% in count, 30% votes counted in and all that stuff. I mean, I have a feeling that by the time we are done with this feed, we are not going to have a full answer on who's winning. You know what I'm saying? Who is our president for the next 4 years? I really don't think that we're going to have an answer tonight, unfortunately, because there's still a whole lot to get. What do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think that if Biden doesn't get Ohio, we might know tonight. Like if Trump wins Ohio, I think we'll know tonight. But if he doesn't, I think we'll have to wait a long time. So, because there's a lot of states. Let's see. I have a list here. Alabama, Indiana, Mississippi, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Wisconsin don't start counting mail-in votes until today. Whereas other places like Florida and Georgia plan to have all their votes counted by today, at least as much as possible.
Crazy.
So.
Crazy, right?
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with this whole mail-in ballot situation. Obviously, that's what's slowing things down. If 92 ballots were mailed in, 92 million, I'm sorry, not 92. Like how long does it take to count 92? But 92 million ballots mailed in, that's a whole lot of counting. That's a whole lot of counting, guys. Whole lot of counting. Now, I'm going to try to pull up some of the live feeds so everybody can see this for themselves and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that matters. That definitely matters. 1 second, y'all. Let me just get some things off the screen. Let us see here. Trying to see what I can do here.
One small point is that both CNN and the Washington Post have been doing exit polls on what the main issue is for voters, and both of them, around 33 to 36%, were saying economy is the main issue, with around less than 30%, or so what was it exactly? It was about 10% are mostly concerned about national health care, and the other 20% are concerned about COVID-19 most of all. So overall, it looks like more people are concerned about the economy than COVID at this point, according to CNN and Washington Post.
What's interesting to me is like just seeing the like how everybody is responding. And yes, understandably, there are a lot of people that are angry about about this, how things have been treated, how they've been treating this whole situation with the COVID, with the coronavirus and everything. There's a lot of, and understandably, there's a lot of angry people out here. So I'm going to try to share this and have David in the shot at the same time. We're going to try it like this. I think that's going to work. So yeah, man. I mean, it's what's crazy to me is, and obviously this is just this is ABC on here, ABC News. But right now, I mean, they're saying, I've been seeing, and this is the other thing. You look at Fox News, it says one thing. You look at Fox News, it says one thing as far as like who's leading and what the numbers are for the electoral votes. And then you look over on CNN, it's a completely drastically different number. Completely different, drastically different number. Seriously. And I'm so confused because I'm sitting there going, why? How does Fox know about Biden leading by 91 electoral votes? And then why hasn't CNN known this information as well? And that's what's so confusing about it. Like right now you see Biden is at 89 and Trump is at 72. You know what I'm saying? This is on ABC. You see what I'm saying? But then Fox will say something completely different, saying 91 and 72 or 77, something like that. It's very confusing. Very, very confusing.
Yeah,
and now this one's saying 89-72 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just not too sure what's going on with Fox right now. Earlier on, they called Georgia for Biden very early on, and it didn't go that way at all. So I'm not really. They seem to have their own thing going on. I don't know where they're getting their stuff from, to be honest.
It's just weird. It doesn't make any sense, you know. And that's what is like. What source is giving them that kind of information, you know? And that's where it's like totally confusing.
Yeah, like for instance, like some of them are already projecting New Mexico is Democrat, and they haven't turned in their votes. Like they haven't counted a single vote yet. So
right,
they're just guessing, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean I understand. Like Nobleness D just said it's projection numbers, not final. That's very, very true. I just wish that they would just say this is the final. Like these are the final numbers. Not, oh, this is just like, oh, this is us making it up and here's a guesstimation. No, I just want to know what the real numbers are and what the real numbers are not. Not some weird combination of oh, here some are real and some are not. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, there are a lot of other people, though, that are, from what I'm seeing, people are still chomping at the bit, nervous because, hey, it's only just begun, y'all. We're just in the beginning. Because I remember 2016. If you remember 2016, David, it was a lot like this. We had Hillary in the lead. She was kicking ass, taking names. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from the back, came in Trump. And then he annihilated everything. That's what happened in 2016. Now, there's CNN, which I liked about CNN, is that they're showing a lot of like, hey, this is what the numbers were in 2016 with Hillary, and let's see how Biden is doing in comparison to Hillary's numbers in 2016. And oh, look how different it is. He's doing much better because of this, and this. I like that breakdown. Fox isn't really doing that much. I don't know what they're doing. It's kind of a bore with Fox, no offense, but. And for anybody who's watching Fox, it's a little bit less intricate, but they are going like, hey, you know, Biden's got 91 and Trump's got 77. And then CNN is going, he's got 34 and Biden's got 34 and Trump's got 20 something. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just very, very weird. It's a very weird time. But go ahead. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I agree. Fox in particular seems out of it this time. They're not agreeing with anyone, or they're not getting the results right. So I'm just kind of ignoring them for this particular election. I kind of recommend everyone else does because they just had weird selections and they've been wrong on the East Coast states that they called. But anyway, so there's a lot of swing states in play here. Yeah, and Florida is the one that we might be seeing first. It's got around 93%. Most news agencies are calling it. It's still possible. I think it could go to Biden, but Trump's leading by 3.5 points now. So it's pretty unlikely that Biden will be able to recover, especially since
with which state?
Florida.
Florida. Florida. Now, here's the other thing. With Florida, this is the same problem we had when it was Bush Gore, where it was like, oh, we don't have the full answer yet. Florida might be a problem again. Florida just might be a problem again. And we might have to sit back, wait, and see what's going on with Florida. We may not get a full answer with Florida tonight, and we may not get a full answer with Pennsylvania even. They're even projecting that there might be a problem with Pennsylvania. David, what are your thoughts on that?
I do not think we'll get Pennsylvania's results tonight. They've had a lot of problems.
But
there.
why? Why? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Why are we having a problem with Pennsylvania of all places? Please tell me. Speak on it, brother.
Well, they have two main things that have been going on there. The first one is that there have been problems with the poll watchers getting into the places to watch the polls in a few places, specifically in Philadelphia, not all of Pennsylvania. But today, the election commissioner pretty much said he would be going to all those places and taking care of it. And on top of that, Pennsylvania is one of the few states that will not start counting any of the mail-in elections until the election is over. So we're not going to get any of their mail-in results until they close their polls, which I think they already have. So they might be counting them now. And even their election commissioner argued that they should start counting earlier, but the state Supreme Court said no. So
but that's whack. That's whack, y'all. I'm just going to be straight. That is whack. Why? Why wouldn't they start doing that? Why are they telling them to stop? Why wouldn't they just count? Oh, my God. We're never going to find out anything for like a good day month.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I say if Trump wins Ohio, which we can get the results of tonight, that will cut off Biden's chance of. Biden needs both Ohio and Pennsylvania, I would say at this point, though it's hard to say. Actually, Ohio just switched to Trump. That's interesting.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, while I was hovering over it, just with 69% of the votes, it just switched to Trump with 50.5% in his favor and 48.1% in Joe Biden's favor.
Now, what is the website that you are looking at that you can hover over and see all that stuff live? Do you mind emailing that one to me so that we can see it all together?
There's a few trackers on here. I'll send a few different ones.
Cool. I know that we're going to have Ken Bone on for a little bit to chime in and chop it up and put in his own 2 cents on everything that's going on, because there is a lot to talk about. And just hear what he has to say. You know Ken Bone. He's been on the show before, so you're going to enjoy having a conversation with him as well. But it's crazy that these are the numbers. This is what's going on. Well, we're going to find out. We are going to find out. Yeah, here it is. Even if we still have to wait on, let's say, Pennsylvania and Florida, I have a feeling we're already going to know who won by the time we rest our weary little heads on our pillows tonight. That's what I think. I feel like it's not going to matter when it comes to, because how many electoral votes are in Pennsylvania? Do you know?
Let's see. Not off the top of my head. I'll check real quick.
No, it's all good.
20.
And how many for Florida? Let's see.
I think 29. Is that right?
29. 29 electoral votes. Okay. So if Biden takes over a bunch of other places, you also got to remember, I think California has a very large number as well. I think California, let's see, California electoral votes are 55. So right now, so there's a good possibility that maybe if Biden takes a good chunk of these other states, the electoral votes from these other states, there's a good possibility that by the time we go to bed tonight, it won't even matter. Pennsylvania and Florida won't even matter. Florida, because California's 55, Florida, sorry, just getting it all. Florida, yeah, it's 29. Sorry, we just did say that. Florida is 29. So Biden's already in the lead right now with electoral votes so far. So yes, if everything happens, if everything still goes on the side of Biden, let's just say, if everything goes on the side of Biden, they don't really have much to worry about. Biden, I mean. And we'll pretty much know, okay, will Trump concede the following morning? Probably not. I guarantee you 110% he will not. Those two parties are going to be lawyering the hell up, guaranteed, no matter which side wins. No matter which side brings home the W, there will be lawyers involved. Period. And there may have to be Nancy Pelosi coming in. You never know. We may have to have Nancy Pelosi up in this piece, man. Damn, that sucks. That's no bueno. What are you going to say, David?
I agree. Yeah, I hope it never goes to the House to decide it.
It's bad.
As long as, yeah, that's just going to be bad. There's no way that's going to go off peacefully, I don't think.
It's very bad. It's very, very bad.
Yeah.
Like I said, no bueno. What are you going to say, David?
Okay, so as far as the other states go, of course, we don't know yet. But I'm actually surprised. I think it was either the New York Times. Yeah, it was New York Times that posted this. They seem to think that North Carolina will go to Trump, even though right now it's showing Joe Biden. And they also were giving Trump a high chance to win Ohio. I'm not sure why they came to these, but it just surprised me because they're left-leaning and they're giving these to Trump. So it stood out to me.
Okay, yes. And we do have this. Ooh, this is nice, though. Thank you, David, for this. This is great. This is very helpful. So let's take a look at this. So we're still waiting on North Carolina, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Still got
to
that.
Me, it's very close. Like within 10,000. Yeah, it's less than 10,000 difference right now, with 86% of the vote in.
Wow.
You got it there.
Yeah, and it's so in 15 electoral college votes, correct? That's 15 over there. Let me make sure. Yep, 15 on North Carolina. So looks like Biden is in the lead on that.
Yeah, right now.
Except
just slightly.
But it's slightly. I mean, it's neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? It's still 49.4% and between both of them. That's insane. And only 87% of the votes are in. So we're gonna have to wait and see what's going on in. Hey. Okay, that's enough. Anyway, we still gotta wait for North Carolina. That's crazy that we gotta wait for North Carolina, but that's some real stuff. It's going to be a tight race no matter how many ways we look at it. It's going to be absolutely knuckin' futz. We can just agree on that right now. What are your projections? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen, bruh? What do you think?
My guess is that I would already call Florida for him. It's just so much in his favor. I don't think.
For
Trump? I don't see how it could change. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then, sorry, what was that?
Oh yeah. I was just saying. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm giving him Georgia. I think he's got Georgia. If Trump doesn't get North Carolina, I'm not sure if he can win. I think he will get it though, but it's going to be so close. I mostly say he's going to get it because because the Post and CNN both surprised me by saying he would get it. I don't think they'd lie about their candidate losing because they do. They both have endorsed Biden, I believe.
Yeah.
So, and I think Nevada will go to Trump as well. For some reason, a lot of people are putting that as Democrat, but
yes,
that's not the kind of turnout. Yeah,
and we are still waiting on that because they just closed. I think they just closed their polls about 8 minutes ago, allegedly. So everything over on the West Coast. But what were you going to say, David?
Yeah, so that'll be very interesting to see here soon. So originally I thought Florida would be the most important, but right now, since Florida's kind of decided, I think Ohio is going to be the most important. And it does look like it's going to Biden. It's changing too much right now. So we'll see what it looks like a little later. But CNN was talking about it. It looks like in Ohio and Florida, that Biden has lost a lot of the Latino and working class vote and is mostly picking up suburban whites, and he needs to continue to pick up suburban whites in Ohio if he wants to win the area right now,
Word.
according to CNN.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
But
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. So basically, Ohio is the last one for me. I would say whenever we get Ohio's results, which should hopefully be today, because I think they started counting mail-in elections 2 weeks ago. So we should get Ohio today. And like you said, there's going to be a lot of lawyers contesting this. Both Trump and Biden already have over 5,000 lawyers on standby to contest any state. So
right, and the funny thing is that Ohio right now, if we're just looking at the numbers, I mean, Trump is in the lead with Ohio right now, but I don't know. Does this do live, like instant live?
Yeah.
So
there is a delay, but it's live.
Okay, because like, because only 77% has been counted in so far, allegedly, right? In for any of the candidates, sake, allegedly, but 77% has been counted in, and it looks like so far Trump is in the lead. So far.
Yeah,
but
it looks like a lot of the cities, Cincinnati only has 59% in, and those places are going to be more Democrat. So it's hard to. There's only one largely Republican county that hasn't really turned in a lot of results yet. So it's really going to depend on, I think, Cincinnati and Cleveland. It looks like.
Yeah. I guess we're going to wait. 78% has just come in. Whoa. It's only gone up 1%. But at the same time, this is going to be interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Unicorn Blush, good luck with your accounting exam. All right. Go turn your brain off. You don't have to worry about what's going on. Tomorrow morning, you're going to find out anyway. You know what I'm saying? And tomorrow morning, there will not be a full answer. You know what I'm saying? They've already been saying, oh, we might have to hear about Pennsylvania in the next couple days. We might not hear about Pennsylvania until next week, they've been saying. So, hey, good luck with your exam. You don't have to worry about it. There's enough going on. There's enough going on in your mind as far as like that exam. So good luck with your exam. But what was it saying? Pascal, I just emailed you a short emo with a short clip. Sorry, with emo rocking. You're about to lose your job. Oh my God. Okay, I'll check it out here in a second, Jalen, for sure. But yes, man, it's gonna be. This is gonna be interesting times. As time progresses. I'm gonna try to just refresh and see if that does anything at all.
I do want to say, I think Texas is going to go at this point. It's going to go to Trump because he's starting to win there, and almost all the areas almost all the areas not counted are Republican areas. So Texas has already counted largely the city areas, and Trump is still gaining ahead. So I think Texas. I don't really think it was a swing state to begin with, but that's what they said.
But look at this. Biden is right now, as far as it says right now, 131, and Trump is at 98 electoral votes. That's crazy. Oh boy. Woo! And we still don't know what's going on over on the west side. We don't know.
Not at all.
Not at all. None. Zero. Zilch. Not a zippity doodah. Which is going to be interesting when we find out the actual, the facts about those. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, this is going to be nuts. This is going to be nuts. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Ken Bizone a call real quick and see if he is around with us. Oh, whoops.
See, Jalen was asking what electoral votes are. So, or
Hold
they have a
on.
certain amount based on population, I believe, and generally, once a state decides for a candidate, they get all of those electoral votes. I think a few states have a caucus that does it a little differently.
Yes.
And I know that right now, Colorado, for instance, is trying to pass a bill where if where Colorado will go with the popular vote, no matter what the people in Colorado vote for. But I really don't think that's going to pass.
Yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of people don't want electoral colleges. They're not very interested in it and all that. They think they think it's not they think it doesn't work and all that. And you know, and it should be. I do believe that it should have to do with popular vote. I feel like it should go down to that. Why would we vote if those things don't even matter? If it doesn't even matter in a way. But you know, some people think it's wrong and they want to get rid of it. But before we jump into that conversation, my brother Ken Bone is in the house. What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
Not too bad. How about you, buddy?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm living. I got to ask you, how are things going? What are your thoughts about the whole election day? How's your election day treating you, et cetera, et cetera? What's going on?
Well, my sister had her first baby yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So that's vastly more important than the election to
Absolutely.
me. Especially since, you know, living in Illinois, everybody knew it was going to go Biden anyway. And I voted like 2 weeks ago. So,
oh, right on.
Election day is already kind of over for me.
Right on. Oh, okay. Well, shoot. Congratulations on the kid. You know what I'm saying? On the new addition to your family, on your extended family, I mean. That's really big news, man. Congratulations.
Cool.
But so you did a mail-in. Why did you do a mail-in vote?
I just wasn't for sure that I would be able to get to the polls in time on election day because I'd had to work today. And I knew the lines would be long because voter turnout was going to be high. And I didn't want to have to stand in line for hours and hours when the mail-in option in Illinois is really, really easy. Like, they make it extremely easy for you to get your mail-in ballot. And since it was such a no-hassle process, and just figured it was a way to go.
Right on. Right on. I don't blame you. What are your thoughts on the outcome? What are your thoughts on what the outcome is going to be this time around?
I've looked at a couple of betting sites because betting sites typically do not have like a political affiliation or any bent. They really want to call it down the middle so they can make that money.
Right.
And there's several betting sites that have Trump at a better than 50% chance of winning with the results that are in right now. So, like, if you want to put your bets in on Action Network right now, they've got Trump at like he's up at like 65% chance to win, according to them, which blows my mind.
That is big.
I'm not really seeing it on the electoral map, but none of the states that have officially been called have flipped from last time Trump won Florida. I know that surprised some people. I don't know why it surprises them. There's such a huge Cuban population in Florida, and Joe Biden is not a socialist. Let's be clear. He is very far from being a socialist, but he is socialist adjacent in the minds of a lot of voters. And anything that's even close to socialism, if you're a Cuban in Florida who, you know, probably has a family member, if not yourself, who had to escape from the Castro regime, you're not going to vote for anybody who you even think has a whiff of socialism on them. So that really shouldn't surprise anybody. Pennsylvania is still close to call. That's the other really important one. But if Trump takes Pennsylvania and Florida, he's got a pretty clear path to win.
Yeah, I mean, if he takes both of them, yes, for sure.
They've already called Florida for Trump. So I think I looked about 10 minutes ago and Biden was up 6 points in Pennsylvania, but they've only counted like 40%. There's a ways to go there.
Pennsylvania is like at, well, I don't even know what it is right now. Do you know? Because I don't have it up on my screen. Do you know, David?
Pennsylvania is right now 30% in with 51% voting for Trump, 45.4 for Biden.
Okay.
Well, so it's either I was looking at a different source or it's flipped in the last few minutes. There's so much information out there from so many different places. It's hard to tell. But that number, if you're a Trump guy, has got to be getting you pretty excited, because if he wins Pennsylvania, it's almost all over but the crying. That
Right.
is, I mean, I'd be shocked if Trump won. A month ago, I would have said his chances were less than 10%. But it's looking like a realistic thing. This really feels like election night 2016 right now, where results are coming in and people are pulling out their hair like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, this is a weird, this is another weird one. You know what I'm saying? This is another weird election time, election day. And we're going to have to sit and wait, because this is almost like the Gore-Bush era in a way, where we're just going to have to sit and wait. And then, of course, there's going to be all these demands for recounts and et cetera. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that happened then.
The worst possible outcome is a very realistic one, is one where the courts get involved. We do not need that again. We've already had that once, in our lifetime. And that was kind of the beginning of the super divisive era we live in now. If we have another presidential election that's decided by the courts, where one guy wins the popular vote and the other guy wins the electoral vote with the help of the courts, it's going to get ugly. It's going to be a rough 4 years.
It's going to be a very rough and bumpy time. Even so, it's going to be, or if Trump was to lose, let's just say Trump was to lose. Let's say he loses, right? He would make the next couple months a living hell. Absolutely. He would make the next few months a living hell.
Don't count on Trump going away either. As long as he's still alive and has access to a smartphone, he's still going to be a figure in American politics. Now, he won't hold sway over a bunch of Republican politicians anymore, but he's still going to be a very loud influence. And don't be that surprised if he gets a contract on Fox, CNN, or MSNBC to come and be a commentator, because they care more about ratings than they do about integrity. You're fooling yourself if you believe otherwise.
Right. What do you think of this? Michael Baran just said something on Facebook. Thank you so much for the comment. He said this. He said, "Do you want to know why? Because the media bias. The media is telling you that Trump's not going to win, but they're just lying." What are your thoughts on that, Ken?
I'm not convinced that it's a lie so much as I think that it's wishful thinking. A lot of people in the mainstream cable news media have a very heavy left-wing bias. Whether they realize it or not, that does get injected into their reporting. And even the ones who are trying to stay objective, that's hard to do when you have very strong views in one direction. Like if I were to cover hockey for the NHL network, I would get fired after a year, because I would just root for my favorite players and for the Blues to win every year.
Right.
And I would not be able to be objective. That's the way it is with a lot of commentators. Journalists are a little better because they do have more of a responsibility. But a lot of the folks we see on TV are not journalists. They're talking heads and commentators. And they have no responsibility, to remain objective, even if they pretend that they do. So I think that DC and the media is such an echo chamber that they all kind of tell each other, like, hey, this can't happen again, right? Everything's going to be okay, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, totally. Everybody that I know is voting for Joe Biden. Well, guess what? Everybody you know also works for CNN, dude. Everybody you know also lives in the Beltway. Everybody you know is not representative of America as a whole.
Right. That is very, very true. And of course, we're not going to know everything until we actually see the final end results. And of course, we're still waiting on all of the West Side, basically West Coast, because all of their polls closed like 23 minutes ago. So we're still waiting on that. You know what I mean? We're still waiting on that. And we don't even know.
Don't stay up too late waiting for California, Washington, and Oregon, because I'm pretty sure we know how they're going to turn out.
Pretty much.
Arizona, big one, though.
Can I ask you, Ken, what do you think about Ohio? Which way do you think it'll go, and do you think it'll decide the election at all?
Ohio could be decisive in certain situations, and I gave myself a migraine playing the electoral map game last week. And I thought, like, well, I'll just have to wait and see what's happened. I've done everything I can do at this point. But yeah, Ohio could definitely be a factor. And I want to say I think it's going to go Biden, but there's a lot of counting yet to do, especially from outlying counties where, it's pretty heavily red out there. And they had larger than usual turnout, on election day.
Mm-hmm.
The mail-in ballots favor Biden by far because there was such a push by Democrats to do mail-in voting, and that's fine. I'm okay with mail-in voting. I did it myself, but it was heavily Democrats did mail-in voting way more than Republicans. I don't know if the Republican voters don't trust it or if they're just more traditionalists or what, but they're the ones who are turning out on election day. So you could see almost any state flip right up until 90, 95% of the votes are counted.
There you have it, man. There you have it. Hey, Ken, thank you so much for taking the time to call in and Skype in with us and chop it up. I really do appreciate your 2 cents and everything. I really do.
Hey, anytime for you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Hey, well, sleep well. Enjoy the rest of your night. And I guess tomorrow morning we'll find out something. You know what I'm saying? We'll have some sort of result. God,
let's hope. I cannot stand a couple more weeks of this. I just hope we have a winner by the time we wake up.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping. I'm most definitely hoping for a winner of some sort. Any of them. Any. I don't care. Kanye. At this point, I don't care. Just let's make a decision and be done with it, right? You know what I mean?
I'd take it. Yeezy 2020. That's what I should have voted for.
Facts. Maybe he would have given us all free Yeezys. That's probably what it is. You know what I'm saying? He would have been like, that's for everybody.
A $400 value, man. I'd have taken it.
Yeah,
it's
no
better
kidding.
Than the I've been getting.
Yeah, man. Shoot, I will take that any freaking day. Well, Ken, thank you again for being on. I really do appreciate it. We'll be talking to you soon, man. All right?
You bet.
All right. Oh, man. But anyway, I appreciate Ken for being on today. That was tonight. That was really dope. It's really nice to have a familiar face and a familiar friend on the show. Obviously, somebody who's very knowledgeable in this whole thing as well. Obviously, there's a lot that we don't know about. There's a lot that we're still waiting on. There's still a lot of results that we're still kind of chomping at the bit waiting for right now as we speak. Now, I don't know if there's been any new changes or any new updates. Has there been at all, David? Because I don't have the map up. So,
yeah, nothing too surprising. Trump is in lead of North Carolina now, so maybe the Post was right about that and I was wrong. So,
yeah. Okay. So we're still waiting on a few things. We're still waiting. Obviously, we're still sitting, waiting idly by. And I'm going to tell you this. I mean, I'm not going to sit here for 3 hours. I'm just going to be real honest. I won't. But you know for a fact that we will be talking about this tomorrow morning on the morning show, talking about all this crap too, because obviously we don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? As we the votes are still coming in. The votes are going to slowly come in. And a lot of these other places, we're going to be sitting by waiting for the answer, waiting for the end result, which really, really sucks. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could go to bed knowing at least something, knowing that we got this person that's going to be running, or not running, but that's going to be taken over or not. You know what I'm saying? So it does suck, but I guess it is what it is. But before we do, before anything else, let me pop up this live feed and see if they have anything going on in regards to things that are going on. Here's something that I find very interesting. They said New Jersey, the question to legalize marijuana, 67% said yes. Looks like Biden has 93 electoral votes and Trump has 85. And that's what it is so far. And they're still, once again, they're going to commercial break. Gotta love that stuff. But anyway, that's what we have so far, obviously. So Biden is still in the lead. But when we look at NPR, on the NPR website, let me do a refresh to see if that has changed anything real quick before I pop it up. It's changed a little bit on the side of Trump. It is now at It looks like it's now at 131 still for Biden and 98 for Trump. But like I said, we still have not gotten Pennsylvania. We still don't have Ohio. We don't North Carolina. We're still waiting on North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Texas, Utah. You know what I mean? Looks like Utah's but I'm not surprised by Utah with Trump being in the lead with Utah. That is not a surprise to me at all. But at the same time, we still have all these other wonderful states that we are waiting for, including Alaska.
And, yeah.
Including
Ken
Alaska.
said, Pennsylvania was actually blue when he started talking, but by the end of the time he finished talking, that's when it flipped red. So it's obviously changing very quickly.
Damn. What state again?
Pennsylvania, the one he was saying he thought would go to Biden, switched 8 points to Donald Trump. Though it's only at 31%, so we should expect it to keep fluctuating a lot like this.
It's gonna be fluctuating like a mug. It's going to be fluctuating like a mug. But these are the numbers that we have so far. This is on NPR. Obviously, there are the other live shows that are going on, like CNN, ABC, NBC, you name it. They're all doing various different numbers out here, and it's driving me nuts. It's personally driving me nuts. But here it is. I'm going to say this out loud because I feels like it. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen tomorrow when there's a final result. I really do think that if Biden is to win, let's just say Biden wins. Okay? Let's just say he wins. I'm interested to see who's going to be out in the streets making noise. In fact, I want that to happen just to see if there is anyone going to be out in the streets acting a damn fool. So then I could shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for that. Because that'd be interesting to see. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I've been looking
just
as
out
much
of curiosity.
as I can.
You know what I'm saying?
Was it?
Just out of curiosity. Straight up. Just out of curiosity. You know what I mean? But anyway.
I think either way, Portland is going to be where we see the violence because that's the only place I've seen people talking about it, and they also have most of the white supremacists in the country in that area, so it seems like the hotbed for violence if we get any.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I would want to see, like, I don't want to see anything. I mean, I don't want to see anything, really. I'm just saying, as much as everyone says, oh, if Trump wins, everyone's going to lose their mind in the streets. And I'm going, well, what if he doesn't win? You're telling me it's just going to be dandelions and daffodils and everything's going to be fine and hunky-dory outside in the streets? I don't think so. I do not think so. So, yes, and if you guys have something to drink, be sure that hopefully you're not driving right now while watching this show. So don't drink and drive. But if you are drinking, please crack open a beer on my behalf. You know what I'm saying? Get your nice little cocktail, your vodka, because Chardon just said she's drinking some vodka, I guess. You know, make sure you got that vodka, that beer, whatever it is. Get in a nice little koozie. You know, if it's nice outside, get some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Because in my neck of the woods, it's a beautiful night. So please do something, enjoy yourself. Michael's sitting there saying, Michael Baran of Wildlife Command Center, by the way. So go check them out and hit that subscribe button. They do have a YouTube channel. They got a really great channel. Go check them out. They're really fantastic. But he's sitting here saying on Facebook, staying hydrated with water. That's fine. That's okay. You don't have to be drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like some other people, like Candyman sitting here going, Candyman's mink fur is sitting here saying, beer and weed for me. Hey, man, if you want to do that, hey, bruh, do your thing, okay? Do what you need to do. Just as long as you're doing it at home, careful and being nice and safe. That's all I ask. Chardon, people, Pascal, are you going to cut out soon? No. I'm still going to be on for at least another half hour. I'm still on for another half hour. So we're good to go. if you're asking about that. I'm not cutting out yet because I want to see some more results, because so far the results are not enough for me to just turn off this feed and be like, okay, we kind of know what's going on. Nah, I ain't done. I ain't happy with it yet. We're gonna chill for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, we are still waiting for some more results. We're still waiting for more things that are going on. It sucks. I hate that there's going to be a lot of unanswered questions tonight. It sucks. What are you going to say, David?
I'm looking at Ohio because I know the area pretty well.
Okay.
It's switched over pretty quickly, actually. Donald Trump is now leading by 8 points with, where did that number go? 1 second.
You're good.
Let me look at that again. Okay. Donald Trump is leading by 7.5% with 84% of the votes in now. And from what I can see, other than, let's see, Cleveland, pretty much everywhere that hasn't counted is Republican. So I'm starting to think it's going to go to Trump. It's possible that some of these places will flip blue, like the suburban areas. But just based on how they have voted in the past, I would say Ohio's going to Trump right now.
So then tell me this. So it's going to be Ohio, Trump, Pennsylvania, possibly Biden. Or do you think it's going to be Trump?
I think Biden will take Pennsylvania, to be honest, but it's going to take a while for us to find out.
Right. It's going to take us like a damn week, for crying out loud, which is stupid. Remember that time where you could find out the day of? Remember that time? That was a wonderful time. Don't you remember that? You know what I'm saying? Remember that? That was kind of cool. They need to bring that ish back. What the hell? But okay, so we're sitting there. We're looking at Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, we don't know yet. We're not going to know for another week, but that might lean blue. That might be blue, right? Then Florida, most definitely Trump has. I mean, I'm just going, I hate to be, let's see, I hate to generalize that state, but I've never really seen it go blue. Have you? I don't think they're notorious for being red.
I live in the Panhandle a little bit, which is quite different from the rest of Florida, but
the Panhandle is another part of the galaxy.
Pretty much.
No offense.
So, but yeah, it is. But yeah, I don't really know about the rest of Florida, to be honest. But right there, it's a very special place. I'm actually surprised because it looked like Pensacola, which is usually blue, turned red this year, which I think is the first time that's happened, but I'm not positive. Pensacola is the major city in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okaloosa, I think it was. And it's overwhelmingly Trump this time. Like 70%.
Really?
Yeah.
For
me?
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting. This is a weird election. This is just very weird.
Apparently, Chardon's in the Panhandle. I think you offended her.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to offend. I didn't mean to offend you, Chardon. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I really didn't mean to. No. Beautiful place. I've been to Pensacola. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful stuff. I've heard really great things about Destin. Hey, not trying to be rude about the Panhandle or everybody in the Panhandle. Yeah. But go ahead.
McGuire's is very nice. The Panhandle has two McGuire's.
There you go.
Good.
There you go. Oh my God. But anyway, so right now, Trump is up to 109. Biden's still at 131. So I wonder what he took over. Let's check that out, shall we? Let's see. Skadoosh. Oh, this is still. So he went up a point. So then it makes you wonder, what did he take over? No, this still is saying 109, 108 over here on NPR. But let's see over here. See, this is so weird to me. Let's see what they're talking about.
Doesn't seem to be a sufficient difference for the Democrats in a state in which they felt good going into the night that they might have a comfortable lead that they could hold on to. But to this point, the Republican strategy to start close and then finish strong seems to be the direction that we're going in, George.
Byron Pitts, thanks very much. We have another call to make, another projection to make in the state of Kansas. Donald Trump is going to win the state of Kansas. Again, that's a strong
Not surprised.
State, has always been. 6 electoral votes. He won by 21 points back in 2016. Donald Trump will win again. I want to bring in Senator Chris Coons now, Senator of Delaware, close friend and advisor to Joe Biden. It looks like we're in for a very long night, Senator Coons, maybe even several days of this to go on. Is this really going as you expected tonight?
Well, George, we had a record early turnout. 100 million Americans voted early, whether in person or by mail.
Now, I just want to point something out while he's talking. Sorry, while he's talking. This says, let me scoot this over a little bit, as you can see. Well, shoot, it just moved or it just changed. But it was saying that Joe Biden is trailing behind Trump in electoral votes by one electoral vote. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what these news stations are doing. If they are maybe doing whatever they can to make the plot thicken or keep the plot thickening, I guess, to get people stuck on their TVs, like biting their nails and losing their damn minds. It's so weird to me. It doesn't make any sense. One moment it's going, oh yeah, no. On CNN, it'll say a number drastically lower than Fox. And then you go to ABC and it says something completely it's like, bruh, make up your damn mind. So anyway, let's hear what they got to say.
In Pennsylvania, still holding out hope also in Arizona?
Arizona, I'm optimistic about, given what I'm hearing from a number of elected officials and local organizers there. And I think that means there's several different paths. It doesn't all come down to Pennsylvania. But I'll remind you, George, part of why Joe was a great candidate from the outset is he's someone who was born and raised in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, has always been close to the people of Pennsylvania, and I think has run a terrific race in Pennsylvania, as well as in Michigan and Wisconsin and Arizona. Those are states I'm optimistic about this evening.
Senator Coons, you still think we're going to hear from Vice President Biden tonight?
I'm hopeful, but not certain. I think we need to remember that elections aren't called on election night. They may get projections from the news, but in the end, elections in the United States are decided by states and counties, and it's often days after election night when all the votes are counted. And given that we had 100 million cast early by mail and in person, we need to make sure every vote is counted before we ultimately reach a decision about this election.
And an important reminder, no question about that, Senator Coons. Thanks very much for your time tonight. I want to go back to Cecilia Vega at the White House. What more are you picking up now, Cecilia, about whether or not President Trump will speak?
Actually, we just asked an aide when the president will speak, and we were told that they didn't know. We are sort of relying on what Kellyanne Conway told you at the beginning of the evening, that he will, in fact, address the nation at some point. I got to say, I'd seen some photos from some photographer friends of mine here, colleagues in the White House who were in the room where the president's supporters are gathering in the East Room of the White House, and it looks very much like it is a room where he will speak. There is a podium. There are teleprompters up, so I would not be surprised if we hear from him at some night. And just in terms of a quick mood check, George, they've got, again, these 2 war rooms here on the grounds of the White House where aides and campaign staffers are feverishly monitoring these returns coming in. We've been told that the president has been going between the residence and these rooms and touching base regularly with aides, so they're keeping him up to speed on that front. But the mood check here is they're feeling extremely confident by what they're seeing. Those North Carolina numbers they like very much, and that's giving them some more confidence in states like Arizona and Nevada as we watch those numbers rolling over the course of the evening.
Cecilia Vega, thanks very much. ABC News can now project the Democrats are going to retain the House of Representatives. And not a surprise here, Democrats went into the night with a healthy margin in the House, but we can now say the Democrats will keep that margin. Mary Bruce, that means likely that Nancy Pelosi, who I think had not spoken to President Trump in over a year, will return as Speaker.
That certainly does seem to be the case, George. We know that they have had this incredibly fraught relationship. There is
Give me the microphone.
That fraught relationship continuing. I think specifically about the fight over COVID relief, which continues to be ongoing, even given the state of this pandemic. The two sides have not been able to come together and pass a COVID relief bill in these last recent weeks. It seems that certainly is not going to happen anytime soon. And yet Nancy Pelosi will continue. If Donald Trump continues to be president, Nancy Pelosi will continue to be his foe on Capitol Hill.
Okay, Mary Bruce, thanks very much.
Facts on all of that, by the way. Facts on all of that. Nancy Pelosi, if Trump is reelected, Nancy Pelosi will make sure that his life is a living hell. Looks at 93-105. 93-105. Let me just throw this back over to here. 131-108. Do you see where that makes no bloody sense at all whatsoever? Anyway, it's interesting. Somebody was saying something, by the way, David. Somebody was saying, I think it was Nobleness. Nobleness was saying something about taking a look at Portland. Look at the live crowds of people in Portland.
I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people have been talking about going out there and nowhere else.
Yeah. Eddie Nation said Antifa gonna hunt down them some Proud Boy. I'm assuming Proud Boys tonight, because he said poor boys tonight, but maybe Proud Boys. But yes, quite possibly. You know, yeah. I mean, you know, everybody. From my understanding, everybody's suited and booted. Everybody is suited and booted right now, which is insane. Absolutely freaking insane. Now, projected winner of Illinois, 20 electoral votes. So maybe they're going to pump that back up to something?
Possibly.
I don't know. Maybe not. But no, that's all just the House.
There was a little earlier, the polls have been out a while now, but when the panic started was right when RCP released a new set of polls showing that, let's see, Pennsylvania, Florida, North Carolina, and Georgia would go to Trump. So I guess they were right, actually. Or at least it looks like they're going to be right.
Yeah, so North Carolina is going to go to Trump?
Yeah, like these are all this is when the Democrats started panicking, is when these polls all came out at the same time around maybe 3 p.m. And that's when I noticed that Democrat news and all that started talking about the kind of votes like the right was expecting. It kind of looks like pretty much they just completely whiffed it.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah.
I've noticed in general that Quinnipiac and YouGov has been incredibly wrong this so far, and Rasmussen, who decided it who actually correctly called it last year, I think, or maybe it was Trafalgar. They have been right so far this year as well. It's Trafalgar, yeah, and they've been right so far this year as well.
So what are they projecting as far as who's going to be the overall winner?
Let's see.
YSN. Okay. Sorry.
Let's see. It varies. Let's see. Rasmussen gives pretty much everyone gives Biden still the odds tonight, just at least by +1. So I guess we'll see.
Gotcha. I mean, you know, YSN just said something that I found very interesting. If Biden wins, he's going to mandate vaccines. I don't think so. I think it's the exact opposite. I think Trump is going to mandate vaccines. I don't know about Biden. Just saying that out loud. I don't think so. And Zozo Bob, yes, it's still an electoral college race. It has nothing to do with, even if the popular vote wins, even if the popular vote is there, it doesn't matter. Last year, okay, YSN, that's fair. You know, that's fair. That's your opinion. That's totally fine. I just don't think that. But real quick, going back to this thing, not last year, last election, Hillary won the popular vote. Trump won the Electoral College. That's the only reason why he was the only reason why he was president. It's because of the Electoral College. Hence the reason why everybody's saying the Electoral College is old, is not something that we need anymore, needs to be thrown away. But unfortunately, still to this day, we still are in an Electoral College race. It has and that's why people feel like, why do I need to vote if my vote doesn't even matter? It does matter to a certain extent, but at the same time, we are still weighing on who's going to run our country off of a very old thing, which is unnecessary. She won the popular vote, most definitely, Chardon. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she most definitely did. But the Electoral College, she did not. It's interesting how that is still in play. You know, no matter how you stand, no matter where you stand, no matter what you think and your thoughts on elections, I truly feel that it's important that it's the people that vote. I don't think this electoral college I just don't think it's important to me. To me, I think it's BS. But at the same time, some people are very thankful for the Electoral College. It's just how you look at the situation, how you look at that. It's how you look at that. And if the United States, if you really feel like the United States needs that type of voting process, I mean, that's just your own opinion. Mine, I just don't think I don't think it's important. Or they need to revamp it, find a new way to change it, because it's very old, and I think it needs to change. And I do think that our votes should absolutely 110% have more weight than anything else. But unfortunately, we're not in that world. It has weight, but not really. It sucks. David.
See, I look at it differently. I think the Electoral College is important. We should still keep it, but specifically because I'm open to reforming it, like looking at changing the amount of votes each area's got. I'm not exactly, looking at the way the formula is calculated could be changed, but the only way for a lot of states to have any power whatsoever is if the entire state is able to represent its population that way. Otherwise, a lot of the states that do produce, like this farming states and all of those other interests, will never be met because inevitably the largest populations are always in cities, and that's just going to lead to cities deciding the entire state's or the entire country's laws. And I think we've seen that with COVID. A lot of times, like, the federal guidelines just do not work effectively on the smaller scale. And I think that if we went with the popular vote, that would allow largely city interests and laws to dictate, like, more rural areas where they cause problems or reduce productivity and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's. And I see your thoughts on this. I see your point. I just think that it is a old way of. I'll say this. I don't think that there's anything. I think it's just something that needs to be revamped. Maybe it's something that is necessary. Maybe it's something that we do really need for the election process. But I do think that it needs to be rethought. I think it does need to be revamped and reapproached. I think it is flawed, and I think that if the people are speaking and voting, then the people should be making the choice on who should be running this country. Not, oh, we go out and we vote, but then that's why a lot of people feel like their votes don't matter. That's when people go, well, okay, so I went out of my way to stand in rain, snow, sleet, hot, cold, whatever kind of weather to go cast my vote. And yes, it's being counted, but it's not really being used. Because if, let's just say Biden wins by a landslide in popular vote, in our civilian votes, but then Trump wins by the electoral votes, he's going to win. He will become president, or he will, be reelected and run 4 more years, have a second term. I think it's flawed. And it needs some serious seeing to. If the people's voice isn't being heard, we're now seeing that even more now. The people are speaking. The people are putting their voices in those votes, in those ballots. And then still, that happens. And then all of a sudden, well, it looks like Trump's got 282 electoral votes and Trump has 131. Let's just say, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, it's like, too bad, Biden, even though you got the popular vote, sorry. Lo siento. Good luck next time.
Definitely
you know what I'm saying?
See what you mean there, but I think the intention wasn't so much political when they made this. It's more that if all the power concentrates in these few cities and the central states feel neglected, there's a good chance they'll stop supporting those cities, and you might see a lot more general violence as more and more people feel completely unrepresented.
It's a good point. It's a very good point. I just think it needs. Yeah, I just really do think it needs some serious seeing too. Hey, maybe it is something that's necessary that we need to use, but our voices need to be heard a little bit more, and it's something that it almost seems to stop the actual voices from being heard. But anyway, I digress. YSN just asked something. What is your prediction on the outcome of all the states? Do you think the votes will get fully calculated today or not? I guess it just stopped there. Good question. I don't think we're going to get the full answer today. Tonight, I really don't think we're going to get a full answer. I wish we could get a full answer. I really do wish we could get a full answer tonight, but I don't think we will. Let's see where we're at right now, by the way. Let's see this. Biden at 135 electoral votes and Trump at 108 still. And he's moving his way up. He's moving on up. He's moving up. He's making some moves. Now let's see what's going on in regards to these states here. Ohio, Trump's still in the lead, 90% in, and he's at 53% right now, and Biden is behind at 45%. Now, we've already talked about this before. It looks like Ohio really is going to be leaning towards Trump. That's going to be probably a given. We are still 93% of votes are in for North Carolina, and they're at 50% Trump, 48.8, let's just say 49, just round up, 49% Biden. I know that at first it was like teetering back and forth a little bit, but now we're at 93% in, so we're going to have to sit back and wait on this one as well. Pennsylvania, it's just it's just a cluster F right now, unfortunately. We're just going to have to sit back and wait for that one as well. Utah, we already talked about it before, but it looks like it looks like Trump's going to take that one. I have a feeling. I do have a feeling Trump's going to take Utah. No offense, but it's Utah. So yeah, it's going to go Trump for sure. Texas, we got 51%. 73% is already in. Dang, that's what's up, though. But still, it's leaning towards Trump at 51.3% right now. Biden trailing behind at 47, a little over 47.3%. And that's 73% already in. We're still waiting on a whole bunch of stuff. Same thing, same number almost seems like with Florida. Looks like Trump is at 51.3%. Biden's at 47, basically 48%. And that's 97% of those votes have been brought in. So we are still waiting on a whole bunch of stuff. It looks like, even my state, Missouri, right now, looks like Trump is in the lead at 58%, and Biden's trailing behind, but they only got 66% counted in. And of course, they said that it looks like Kansas is going to Trump. They already made that announcement. So it's going to be crazy, y'all. We still waiting. We still waiting up in this piece, man. Still waiting up in this piece, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree completely. I don't see Biden closing the Ohio vote, though, at this point. Because Trump has a 7-point lead with 400,000 more votes. Let's see. And Cincinnati is almost done, but like these super red farming counties aren't counted that much yet. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. You're right. Those numbers have not been counted completely yet, so we're still waiting on those numbers for show. And I think that, like I said, I think that we're gonna all go to sleep. We all gonna be asleep when they finally make the decision, finally make the announcement of where everything stands. But I mean, I'm telling you, and Zozo Bob is correct. I do agree. There's a guaranteed 55 electoral votes are going straight to Biden from California. I do totally agree with that for sure. But he needs more than just that. Like he would need like every other Western state to win, basically. Because if Pennsylvania goes to, let's just say Ohio goes to Trump, Pennsylvania, let's just say, goes to Biden, Trump most definitely going to get Florida, and he's most definitely going to get Texas. That goes without a doubt. But you also got to remember this too. As far as the popular vote goes, there's still a buttload of mail-in ballots that have not been counted yet. So we still got to wait on all them mother lovers as well. So we got time. We got to wait. Unfortunately, loves. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. What are you going to say, David?
Yes, this is looking at the Senate races as well. Since they're important, the Senate's up for. It's possible it could switch this election. So far, it looks like all the likely Democrat and Republicans are going the way they expected. But the swing states, let's see. The main one, the only three that have most of their results in look like they're going to be. Two of them are staying Republican, and it looks like there's going to be one flip. Though Colorado might flip. Oh, there's too few votes to count. So yeah. So it looks like Alaska, Georgia's 2nd district, and Iowa are very heavily favoring, or Georgia's 1st district, not the 2nd, are very heavily favoring Republicans right now. The Republican senator candidate.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, what's going to happen is we're going to see, because Zozo Bob said something that was very interesting. He said, the Pascal show, Biden can win with Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. And then he said Ohio I've put into the Trump aisle, and I agree. I agree with that, Zozo Bob. Ohio is most definitely to Trump. But if Biden does not get Pennsylvania, then he's in some serious trouble. For sure. He needs Pennsylvania. He'll get California unless something randomly happens in California, some huge surprise, but he will get that big number. He will get 55 electoral votes going straight to Biden, going straight to him. If it doesn't happen, I'll be surprised. I'll most definitely be surprised. But it will be he will be getting 55 points at least from that. Now, I don't know about Michigan. I don't know about Wisconsin. I guess we can all sit here and wait on what's going on with Pennsylvania, but there's a good possibility it could lean red. There's a very good possibility it could lean red. So we're going to have to sit back and wait and see on that too. Then, we're only looking at the electoral colleges. I'm wondering what, like, the electoral votes, but I'm very interested to see what the popular vote is saying. Let's see that, shall we? Those are just electoral. Yeah, I'm wondering what the popular vote is saying. All this is just... Say again?
I have one site somewhere. Just give me a second. I'll find it.
Yeah, no worries, brother. Because if you find it, let me know. Because I'd love to just know what the numbers are as far as popular vote.
One of the news sites is the only one listing it. I'm just trying to find which one it was.
And Enemy Nation's very, very right, which is what I was saying earlier. He could get 55. He could get 55 from Cali and then nothing else. That could very well happen. He can get 55 and then he's like, woo, I'm making moves. And then nope, loses everything else, which is a good possibility. So he can have 100 some odd electoral votes and that's it. So it looks like Trump is up 12% in Philadelphia with 1.6 million to 1.2 million. So I'm assuming that, Trump has the 1.6 million.
It looks like overall, Trump has 44.5 million votes and Biden has 41 million votes. So Trump is leading by 3.5 million votes right now.
Wouldn't it be wild if Trump was to win the popular vote, but Biden wins the electoral vote? That'd be wild as hell. Do you realize what Trump would do? Trump would sit there and go, well, the electoral college is flawed and shouldn't be used because I won the popular vote. And that would be fun. It would be funny because it would be like, hey, isn't that interesting that you lost the popular vote last time, but won the electoral vote that time?
That would be interesting.
That'd be very interesting. He'd start sounding very hypocritical.
Yeah, he would. I have no doubt he'd say it too.
For sure.
I think Michigan is questionable, but I really think PA is going to go to Biden. I would say Michigan would go for Trump before PA would. So if we see Michigan go blue, we might see PA go blue or red. I mean.
So you think Michigan will probably go red before Pennsylvania goes red?
Before PA, yeah.
Mr. T just said electoral karma. Yeah, exactly. It'd be kind of funny. That'd be something to see. I would laugh my ass off. Do you understand that? I'd be laughing my ass off, y'all. I'd be like, see? Go ahead.
Only way you're going to get rid of that electoral vote, probably. Otherwise, I think a lot of conservatives will support it, no matter what. So.
Right. Well, obviously. He'll be like, lather yourself with chunky peanut butter before you go to bed. It's tremendous for the body. And everybody would do it. Stops you from COVID. It's totally and tremendous. And everyone would do it. So if he was to sit there and go, we got to damn this electoral college stuff, everybody would be like, meh, as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Sorry. You were saying, David.
The demographics are changing so much, it's hard to say. Like Mr. T pointed out that Michigan and PA numbers are nearly identical. And like going in, the Democrats expected to take most of the working unions, but they've ended up getting the suburban areas. And most of the, I think it was the steel and industrial unions all backed Trump. Like almost all the unions backed Trump like as far as skilled laborers, like electricians and carpenters go, those unions almost universally back Trump in PA. But Biden also got a lot more endorsements from the local papers and city politicians, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like Mr. T just said, Michigan and PA numbers are nearly identical. I feel like that's kind of the thing. It's going to be reflecting, like especially the industrial areas. There's a lot of people that are going to be feeling or leaning towards certain ideas. Or leaning towards certain things because they're going to be like, well, we're the backbone of this country, like farmers, stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. It really but farmers and people that are, machinists or something like that. I mean, it's definitely two completely different things, but they do have the same type of mentality of like, we need our jobs. We need more jobs in this country, so on and so forth. So I feel like a lot of them would lean more red. I hate to generalize, but I feel like they would lean more red instantly, solely because of what Trump has promised and what Trump has done over the past 4 years in regards to bringing more business and more manufacturing opportunities, at least, to the country. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do, if they're going to be leaning on what's going on. It seems on it's going to be interesting to see where they lean. If they're going to lean, if the state's going to lean red or if the state's going to lean blue. There's been other places that have leaned blue in the past or leaned red in the past that have now are leaning more blue. So it's going to be interesting when it's all said and done tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning, I mean. But anyway, guys, it is that time. It's time to wrap it up because, I got to be up early and do a show tomorrow morning, and I need my beauty rest. And we're not going to know everything as of yet. We're not going to know everything right off the bat instantly. So, right now, Biden's at 209. This is according to NPR. According to NPR, and those results have already come back. Well, so far. But Washington, Oregon, and California are all leaning blue. But these are only like Oregon's at 56%. Washington hasn't done anything yet, but it's for some odd reason lit blue. But then you also got Biden for California. Only 4% is in, but now we got 77.3%. Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what's happening. Then Georgia, because I just saw Mr. T saying that, Georgia, Trump is starting to take over Georgia. I'm not surprised about Georgia, but, he's leading right now. 67% is in. It is at 54.3% leading. That's all towards Trump. So, yeah, we are going to definitely have to sit back. And by the time tomorrow morning show drops and we are live, I am sure we're going to have Jalen just got me weak. Sorry. Her comment was hilarious. I hate crunchy peanut butter. Moving on. I really do hate it with a passion. But anyway, little random knowledge about me. I hate people who chew gum at like social events. I hate it. It's a pet peeve of mine. I hate chewing gum and I hate crunchy peanut butter. Why does that even exist? But moving on. Yeah, we are still waiting on to find out what's going on in regards to the electoral college numbers. It looks like right now we're looking at it. This is NPR. I got it right there up on the screen for everybody to see. And right now, Biden's in the lead on electoral votes with 209. Now, anything can happen. Anything can happen. We're still in the very beginning of this game, as you all have already seen. That's why I tried to do the show later tonight, because I wanted to see if we were going to get some results by this time. And unfortunately, we ain't got none. We're still waiting. Ain't that about a bee? But Mr. T, thank you so much for that comment. Looks like Trump is winning the swing states so far. And we're going to have to keep an eye on it and see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to keep an eye on it, let it cook overnight. And I'm sure by the time we wake up tomorrow morning and we're live on this show again, you guys will know a little bit more of where everything is leaning. So there you have it, y'all. But before I get going, big thank you to my boy, David, for being on. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Love being here. Don't burn down any cities if your candidate doesn't win.
Yeah, please don't. Go ahead, David. Say that again.
Yeah, just be relaxed. There's no reason to be angry at which rich guy is going to get richer. So
facts. Please. Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. She asked me to play this. I guess I got to pull this up. Something about Elmo. She sent it to me, so I gotta play it. Jalen. I guess it's 20 seconds of funny. So we're gonna take a look at this right quick. Actually, I'm gonna look at this first before I play it, and I'll make a decision whether I want to play it or not. Just to be completely honest. Still thinking. Oh, okay. I think I know this, but I'm going to play this a little bit. Something left turn, but I'm sure we're going to enjoy it. Here we go. Hey, yay. Get it, get it, get it. I'm done. I am done. I'm officially done with all y'all. So apparently, it looks like Zozo Bob just said something about Trump winning Alabama. Do you hear about that? You heard about that?
I see it, though. It's overwhelming. Well, see, there's 75% in. I don't think that makes it mathematically possible for Biden to even win because Trump has a 32-point lead, which is massive.
Where?
At 75% in Alabama.
Oh, just in Alabama?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's a pretty huge number.
Yeah, this is going to be very fascinating as time goes on. Man, oh man.
I do think that Trump will be our president either tomorrow or in a few days. We'll find out.
You think Trump is going to win?
Yeah, at this point I do.
Yeah.
Because I was before we came in, I told myself if he wins Florida and Georgia, he's probably going to win. But if he's actually taking North Carolina and Ohio, which it looks like, I don't think there's an avenue for Biden to win, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I really okay. So here it is. There is a very good chance that you are 110% right, and then there's a very good chance that you might be wrong. I think there's a lot of people that are going, please be wrong, David. But at the same time, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Like we're still gonna wait. We still have to wait on a couple spots. There's still a couple places that we still got to wait on. The popular vote, he might win he might win the popular vote, y'all. Let's just play that idea. He could very well win the popular vote, but lose the Electoral College. Just saying. I'm just saying that out loud. There's a very good possibility.
That would be funny.
Yeah. It'd be interesting how karma, comes back around, But anyway, we're going to have to sit back and let this bad boy cook because we don't know what's going on. There's still a whole lot of stuff that's going on. So, David, thank you so much for being on. I really do appreciate it, man. I really do. And, of course, to all of y'all that are watching right now. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to tune in and be a part of it. You know what I mean? I had to bring out the jacket and the suit and tie out real quick for this event. You know, it's a huge event, but of course we're not going to have the full answers yet, and that sucks. But I'm sure tomorrow morning a lot of things are going to become very, very clear on where we are with this presidential debate. Chardon said, I want to quit this country. I feel like you are echoing what a lot of people are feeling right now, sweetheart. It is okay. Breathe. Everything's going to be all right. Nothing's been set in stone quite yet. There could be lots of curveballs as we go to sleep. So please, everyone, go rest thy weary heads, thy beautiful weary heads, on your down pillows. Hopefully they're down pillows. And get some really, really good sleep because you deserve it. We all deserve it. It has been one hell of an election run. Let's be straight funky. But we're finally at the end of it, hopefully. Hopefully. So, anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.